Hello and welcome back to another Let's Talk Drama School video. Today I'm going to be talking about finding accommodation for drama school. This will be specifically talking about London more than your regional drama schools. To start with, let's talk about your different kinds of accommodation. At university it's so much simpler. You go into halls or you live at home and the system sorts it out for you. So the first type of accommodation is halls. The second type, if you're lucky enough to have parents living nearby, is to stay living at home, and that is so much cheaper. Renting a house with friends, finding a room on Spare Room. Talk about halls. So some drama schools are linked with a university. For example, Central is actually part of the University of London, and so as a student at Central, you have access to the University of London's halls and accommodation website. You have a nicer accommodation generally. You've got everything included, like all your furniture. Your rent is going to be a bit cheaper, and generally they're within a good distance from where you're studying or where you're training. I know Central has a few different options of halls. They are all listed on the University of London housing website, and you get sent the link to that when you accept your place at Central. The other option, which is what I did, was I found a room on Spare Room. Now this can be good or it can be awful. So my experience on Spare Room was, honestly, I found it quite difficult to find a room in the first place. I wanted to be close to school. I didn't want to have to travel in and get the tube. I did set my radius quite small, and I found a few places, but with Spare Room, a lot of them either don't reply to you if the room is already gone, or like they just don't take the ad down. Like, it's so difficult to find something that is still currently on there. So I also had to do this in 10 days because I got back from traveling and then had just over a week before I started at Central. So I had to like rush through it all, and I wish I'd had more time. So I think if you are going to go down the spare room route, then take your time and just don't rush into it. Give yourself longer than you think you'll need. Another option, if your parents live locally, is to, or not too far away, is to live at home and stay living at home. But I think for drama school, make sure you look at your hours, because I knew we started at 8 AM 3 times a week in first term and didn't finish until like 6 PM on a couple of days of the week. And I thought, I know how unreliable National Rail is, and like South West trains specifically, no shame, but I thought, do I want to have to be getting up and leaving the house at like 6 AM? Not particularly. And I didn't want to have to be getting home really late. And while I could get a student loan, I thought, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to move out and use the student loan to pay for my rent. I am going to do another video coming up in a couple of weeks about how to budget for drama school, so make sure you keep an eye out for that if you're interested in all things student loan and how to pay your rent and all of that kind of stuff. That will be coming in a couple of weeks. Are things to consider, like social things if you're going to live at home? Are you going to make the effort to hang out with your friends who are all living close by? Not being able to run home if you've got like a 4-hour break. So every other week we had 4 hours in the afternoon in between 2 of our classes. And if I forgot something, or I was like, oh, I'm just going to go home and like rest for an hour, I could run home and it would take me 10 minutes, which was like a dream. But if I lived at my parents' house, I wouldn't be able to, and I'd be sat at school for 4 hours. And yes, that can be really rewarding and I can get so much done and productive, but at the end of the day, I loved living so close to my school. Finally, finding a house with people from your school or friends. Each drama school has something called a Sharers Day, or something with a similar name, before each term starts. So I think at Central it's in July and August. They have 2 different days, and that's when anyone who is looking for accommodation that is new, or a current student who hasn't found somewhere to live, they can go along to this day and meet up with people from their courses. You'll all get given like a name tag with your name and your course on it, so you can find people doing a similar thing to you or a similar level if you're a postgrad or undergrad. Get talking to them. If you get on with them and you could see yourself getting on with them and want to live with them, then you can agree to go and look for places together. So on my course, there were 5 girls who all met at the Sharers Day. They found a house together and they lived together the whole year. The more people you can live with, generally the cheaper your rent will be. You can find them through estate agents or spare room also do whole properties, and I think that would be something that if I could go back and do it again, I would definitely go to the Sharers Day that Central put on, and I would have found people that I could live with from the school who had similar interests, similar hours, and just generally that I could talk to. You know, you don't have to be best friends with the people you live with, but it's nice if you can be friends. Yes. I hope this video has helped in some way. If you have any more questions, do leave me a comment below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel for all my future content on drama school and theatre and life as an actor. I will see you next week for another Let's Talk Drama School video, and I will see you soon. Bye!